Hi, let's take a look at the Community of Information Professionals site. This is my dashboard when I log on to Canvas, and my site will look similar to yours probably. If you see this picture that's kind of in red with the people gathered around the table and it says Community of Information Professionals, that is where we want to enter to access the site where your electronic portfolio and all the instructions will be. I'm going to change the settings to student view so that we can see what students will see, what you will be seeing when you log on. This is the home page. So there's some information here. You can read through that. This first screencast is a screencast that will show you what you will see in the electronic portfolio the first time you access the template. And that template link is down here, and it looks like that. It says start building your ePortfolio. We won't click on that yet, but I'm just showing you what that page looks like. This is the second screencast, which is what you're watching right now. And this is just an introduction to the Community of Information Professionals Canvas site. So you can see we have a place for announcements. So if we click on that, it says, welcome to the Community of Information Professionals. The first announcement is coming on December 6th. Today is not December 6th, but when you look at this, it will be December 6th, and there will be a different announcement there. But that announcement will tell you a few things, like that there's going to be a meeting on December 10th. It's an optional meeting. You don't have to come to the meeting. But if you would like to come to the Zoom meeting online, you can ask questions that you might have. Here is a link to FolioTech. FolioTech is the system that we're going to be using to create your ePortfolio. And it says, oh no, you're not set up yet, which is true, you're not, but you will be on December 6th. The modules, if you go to modules, this is set up just like any other class that you would take through the department. You can see some information here about linking to the department website, the capstone experience. Your electronic portfolio will be your capstone experience. So there's information you can read at these links about the experience. Here's information about ALA, the American Library Association competencies. These are very important, of course, for your program as master's degree students. We are accredited through the American Library Association as a department. And so these core competencies, the 8 core competencies of the American Library Association, these are things that we focus on in your core classes and in other classes. So you can read information about all of these core competencies at each of these links. As far as ePortfolio technology, there's information at this link and more information about FolioTech, which you will get to know very well as you are creating your electronic portfolio. And this is probably what you really want to know is, what do I need to do? What do I need to do first? What do I need to do second? This first semester is almost over, and because it's almost over, you can see this little bitty due date, January 31st, 2020. That's when we want to have you create the work for the first semester by this date. And then during the semester, the work that you create in your electronic portfolio will be reviewed by a reviewer. Let's take a look at this link so you can see what's due this first semester. Here's some more welcome information and discussion about how your ePortfolio will be evaluated. Every semester, your ePortfolio will be reviewed. Usually, it will be due the Monday after finals week is over. And then the following semester, it will be reviewed. You will receive feedback in Canvas. Now, that feedback will come in the form of a 3, 2, or 1 on every different criteria that we will be looking at. Now, the 3 just means you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. The quality is excellent. The 2 or the 1 means that a little bit of improvement is needed, and there will be feedback and suggestions for what you need to do. Now, because this is a capstone project and because this is something that we want you to be able to share with future employers, it's expected that by the end you will have all 3s on all of your pieces in your electronic portfolio. So if, let's say, the first semester you don't get all 3s, let's say you get a few twos along the way, maybe even a one. Then you say, oh no, what do I do? Well, you read the feedback and you go back and you fix those problem areas. And then in the second semester, when you get a review, if you don't get all threes, then you will go back and you will fix whatever's wrong, so that by the end, our reviewers will continue to look back at areas that you needed improvement on, and they'll say, okay, yeah, you did good. You added whatever was needed. You made that look really excellent. And so then they will reassess those areas that needed improvement. And then those grades, quote, grades, you're not actually getting an A, B, C, or D in a class, but you do need this to graduate. So those threes will change, or those twos and ones will change each semester as you go back and fix things that needed to be fixed. How do you know what to include in the ePortfolio? The template has every page loaded for you already. Now, it is important, don't delete the pages, because the instructions are included in the template, and we'll take a quick look at that here in a minute. What can you change? Don't change or delete any of the pages or the subpages, but you can add pages. If there's something that you feel like you really want to add, go ahead, you can add pages. When is the due date for this first semester? It is January 31st, 2020. And here is a checklist of the first semester items that you need to focus on. Now, you can move beyond this because we also have checklists for the second semester that are posted. Sometime during the second semester, we will post the third, fourth, and fifth semester checklists for you, along with rubrics. And then if you look down here below the checklist, you can see here's the rubric. Here's how this will be assessed. Once you get feedback in Canvas, feel free to go back and make changes to anything that got a 2 or a 1. Okay, so that's the rubric. I'm going to let you look at that some more on your own. And let's go over here to discussions. Let's say you have a question and you don't know the answer. If you want to ask the electronic portfolio creators a question, this is the discussion board that you need to use. If you want to ask other students a question, here's the discussion board you need to use. We will be checking in on these discussion boards regularly to answer those questions. That's a great place to look first for answers to your own questions, because other students might have the same question that you have. So go look for those discussion boards first when you have questions, and then if you don't see the question that you need asked, go ahead and post the question. All right, let's go back up here to the home page for a second. And actually, I do want to, under modules, those of you who are school library students, I do want to point something out for you. If you are a school library student, and it looks like it's not published. Let me just double check here. I'm going to leave the student view for a second so I can show you that there is an area that is just for school library students, because you do have to add a page that is required by the school library program. You can see this module, school library students only, and I've just published that module right now. There are some special instructions here for you. So read all of the instructions, but then also look at your checklist, because they have that additional piece. Now, school library master students, when you are reviewed every semester, this additional piece, which is the AASL standards, that reviewer is not going to look at those standards, but you do need to include them because they are required for you by the end of the program. Certification only students, this is where you need to look. This is where your checklist will be and your instructions for completing your electronic portfolio. All right, let's go on back up to the top and go to the home page and just take a look really quickly at the ePortfolio. Now, it's going to look a little different when I log in because I'm logging in as a faculty, but when you log in, it's going to just pull up the template right away. For me, I have like an extra click or two. It's loading. All right, and this is what I have to click on to be taken to the portfolio. Now, this is just a preview only, and you can see up here it says preview, but it says the ePortfolio of student name, and this is where you would click and put your own student name. And these are the pages that are included. And as you can see on each page, right now we're on the ePortfolio of student name. We're on the landing page. This writing in italics, these are instructions. So these are meant to tell you what to put in that page. If we were to go to the next page, my background and plans, and you scroll down, there are different instructions here. Now, eventually you're going to want to delete those instructions, but for now, keep the instructions because they tell you exactly what you need to place on every page, which is kind of great and very helpful. All right. Now the other video gives you some content about how to make changes. This picture, this doesn't have to stay the same. You can change that picture. You get to design this however you want. If you don't want this menu here and you want it along the side, you can change all the design features. The main thing we wanted to do was set up a template to give you what information you need to include in your electronic portfolio. I'm going to go back to that landing page, to the home page, which looks like this. All right, I think you are ready to go. We look forward to working with you. Let us know if you have any questions. Take care. Bye.